Good morning, everyone. Welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Ellena. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope everyone had a very happy and wonderful New Year's. I thought I would change my format for readings just to see what comes through and if this is something that resonates with people more or me more. I decided to do a pick a pile reading just to see what comes through. So for those who are watching, maybe focus on the pile that you're resonating with the most. And of course, with all the messages that come through, take what resonates and leave the rest. If it's not something that's for you, don't force it to be. The first pile, I have this beautiful, interesting, I don't know if you can see it, my camera will focus. I think it's ocean jasper. Look how cool that is. The second pile is this clear quartz, but it has so many cool striations. I think that's what it's called. Yeah, it almost reminds me of like E.T. almost. And then the third one is black kyanite. It's very shiny as well, which is kind of interesting. Excuse me. But yeah, once you have your pile in mind, I'm going to put the timestamps below and we will continue from there. So thank you. All right. So for those who chose pile number 1, welcome. You have chosen the ocean jasper, and let's see what spirit wishes to say to you. So I like starting off with my gold cards. Oh, karma. Interesting. So you have the karma card. It says the situation you are inquiring about is already resolved. Have faith that everything is as it should be. Karmic relationship or bond. This can also represent karmic justice in terms of like, if you've put in the work, your rewards are coming. Like what you put out is what you're getting. This can be with other people that you're dealing with. It can be with you. So let's see what else the cards want to say. Oh my gosh. Prosperity. Open your heart to receiving universal wealth and abundance. It is time for your harvest. Sudden windfall or opportunities. Interesting. Oh. And trust your intuition. This is your third eye card. Very interesting. Pile 1. I feel like there's maybe a job opportunity coming up. I don't know if you guys are like thinking of switching careers, or maybe if you're in the same one, it's almost like you're getting a promotion or you're going to be asking for a promotion, because you're starting to see that you're going to be moving towards where you're valued more. Like you're starting to understand your value. So if your environment is not appreciative of your work and what you're doing, you are more likely to just kind of be searching for other job opportunities out there. This can also represent the possibility of starting up a side hustle just to make extra money on the side, or maybe for those who are ready, they can start transferring to their side hustle as a full-time and leave that full-time job altogether. I do feel like as I'm looking at these 3 cards, this is mostly about you putting the work in, knowing your worth, and also just knowing what you want. It's almost like this can also be a clearing of contracts with old jobs, old connections with people that maybe you feel you have already learned the lesson. You've already come together. You have figured out what you need to learn, and you're closing that cycle off. So you're starting something brand new. So I do feel like an opportunity is going to start presenting itself to you, but you have to also do the work in looking for them. You have to make sure you're paying attention to, posts coming up, or like listings, or like keep focused on the things that you want. So like if you've always been interested in, I don't know, doing this trade, it's your responsibility to kind of keep looking for opportunities that open to that, or kind of try to connect with people who may have an ability to kind of give you an opportunity to do that. So this type of thing, it's not like something that's going to fall in your lap, I don't feel, but Spirit is asking you to trust your intuition in terms of trusting the signs that you're receiving and taking the inspired action steps towards those things. Because yeah, there's an increase of money coming into your reality, and I feel like, for instance, if you're asking for some sort of raise and they're not giving it to you, you're at a stage in your life where you're like, okay, well then I'm going somewhere else. I'm gonna take my skills and I'm going somewhere else. That's kind of what I'm feeling here. And for some, I feel like it's going to be, you know, some people might be in the same field, where others, I feel like it can be completely different than what you've ever done before. Like, that is something that I'm picking up for you. Like, I feel like maybe you're taking that chance on yourself. That's kind of like scary because it's totally different, but you'd rather just kind of try it out than to keep going in that cycle, the same karmic cycle that's been happening over and over. So let's see what else Spirit wishes to say at this time. Oh, wow. These two cards. This is a very, like, deep Archangel Michael card. Like, the blue here is very deep. I feel like Archangel Michael is near you. If you're not working with Archangel Michael, maybe it's a good time to work with him. The reason why I say this as well is because these two cards, it says clearing negativity, release negativity from within or around you, deep emotional healing. Your heart is ready to heal from past experiences and you are willing to devote time and energy towards therapeutic care. Smoky quartz might be something that is a crystal that would work well with you, because smoky quartz is quite protective, and it also like clears out negativity, clears out old energies that no longer align with you in this current moment. And I feel like that is something that's really important. When I look at these cards, I do feel it's pertaining to this cycle that you've just closed, because you know, when I think about it, you know, sometimes when we know what's best for us and we take those steps to move towards it, some people may not like that. Maybe, you know, sometimes you have to walk away from people that maybe you hung out with or you thought would be part of your life for a long time. And because they're not in the same space as you, or they're not wanting to be part of that journey with you, like, you have to almost like release them and grieve that, you know? And I feel like sometimes when we take a chance on ourselves, we can ruffle a few feathers and we have to kind of detach or move away from the people that we once really cared about because of that. Another thing too is that I feel like when we start to value our worth and stand up for ourselves, maybe that somehow like makes people reveal their true colors, and that they don't want you to step up into your power, not because they think there's something wrong with you. It's just their projection of their own insecurities. And so it's revealing, as you step into your alignment, you're revealing the true intentions of these people that you thought maybe had your back but truly don't, right? And that can be disappointing. That can like cause emotional pain, right? And maybe there's some betrayal happening. There is something here, I feel, where you know that this is the right choice to make. However, you also know that just because you make the right choice doesn't mean it's an easy one, you know? And I feel like Spirit is kind of wanting you to make sure that you are taking care of yourself during this time, because as these opportunities flow to you, you kind of can't take the baggage of your past with you. So it's almost like you have these bags like ready to go on the next train, but for some reason the train is too full and you can only take one bag versus the 5 that you have. So you have to almost sift and sort and carry with you the pieces and the things that you want, the lessons that you've learned, the wisdom that you've gained from your past, in order to get onto that new train to new lands, new opportunities with new people. And again, that doesn't mean you're gonna like forever get rid of these people, right? Like maybe at this time it's just not the right time for them to be part of your journey. Doesn't mean that they can't catch a train and meet you somewhere else, you know, like later down the line. It just means that at this moment in time, you choosing you is probably the most authentic path that you can take at this time and what feels right for you. And that is going to cause lots of changes. And a lot of times when you focus on your well-being and focus on yourself, people who are too comfortable with their environment, even though deep down maybe they're not passionate about what they're doing or they're not really happy with what they're doing, they will project that and try to control your path or other people's path, because they have to look outside, because once they look inside, they have no choice but to change. And sometimes people are not ready for that. So I do feel like there's a lot of acceptance for pile 1 here. Acceptance of what's happened, acceptance of what you need to do or what you needed to do, and surrendering to the flow that is your life, because you know that your life is yours to live. Like, as much as other people will want you to live a certain way or be a certain way, if that doesn't resonate with you, if that's not your calling, it's not going to work. It's actually going to be very difficult for you. So I think it's really important to understand that you choosing you is the best thing that you can possibly do, because it's your life. It's your life. So with that being said, you got these 2 cards here. Ooh, lots of oranges. So I do feel like there's a lot of creativity brewing for you. Okay. And you know, when these opportunities come in, and they will, sometimes we have to first clear out the old stuff. Ooh, just throw that out. Before we begin to kind of have space for these new things. So I do feel like you're in the process of this right now. So these opportunities, yes, keep your eye out for them. However, I think the main energies for this reading for pile 1 is clearing this stuff. And that can involve self-care, right? Taking care of yourself. Sacral chakra, or like orange color, is like boundaries as well. Boundaries are healthy. So tangerine quartz, it says, I allow creative ideas and inspiration to flow through me endlessly. Sunstone, I find joy in the little things every day. And I feel like, this karmic cycle probably has made you feel like that you haven't really filled your own cup. And I feel like, you know, and you know that a lot of people depend on you. I feel like there's a lot of people that kind of rely on you. Maybe you have a very stable energy to you, and people just tend to be drawn to your stability. But now it's like you're choosing yourself. You're choosing what is right for you. And I feel like you have to kind of let go of maybe feeling guilty for walking away from certain people and places. That's for some of you, not all of you, but that's like something that I'm picking up here. So yeah, I do feel like there's a lot of self-care for pile 1 that is needed. So like, and also, I don't know why I kept thinking about fragrances for sunstone. Like, when I say the little things of life and finding the joy in the little things, it's like the little things that make you happy, like sculptures, miniature things, fragrances, candles, little things that kind of make your environment more sweeter, more comfortable, right? There's something about appreciating the beauty in the little things, because you've maybe had to keep going, like in terms of survival, you're on the go all the time, and now Spirit is asking you to slow down, decompress, heal, and release. And in that time, just kind of start to really appreciate the little things in life. Even making like a meal, in terms of like, if you make your meal really pretty, that's gonna change the energy of it, right? taking that time to make it look really pleasing, you know, and it changes the energy of it. So you have 2 cards here. Look at this. Black Jaguar, Old Soul, and Freedom. Yeah. I feel like you already know, intuition, what to do. You already know that choosing yourself is gonna kind of disappoint people, but at the same time, it's your life. You don't want to walk through life just regretting not living it the way that you want to. And so as you're doing this, you're stepping towards your freedom. You're stepping towards your joy and your purpose, right? Your purpose isn't to live someone else's dream. Your purpose is to live your own. And I feel like this card is kind of interesting too, because I see 5 horses, right? So it's almost like this journey of maybe you feeling alone for a long time, or feeling like you didn't really have anyone to be around or hang out or who truly get you, but yet you're always kind of like there for other people. I feel like in this, you're moving towards a future where you have equals. You have people that are not overly dependent on you. You have people who are equals, who support your freedom, who want the best for you, because that's what they want for themselves too, right? They want their own sense of freedom. So I just feel like you're attracting a community of like-minded folks, which you need. I feel like, you know, it's been hard. It's hard to walk this journey alone, and it's almost like you're ready to kind of meet people who have also had to maybe feel alone in their journey. It's almost like you guys are coming together, and you guys are collaborating or creating something new and something quick. I feel like this opportunity, or these opportunities, might be able to come in and manifest very quickly for you. So yeah, keep an eye out for that. Is there one last card for Pile 1, Spirit? Thank you and amen. So it is. 1717 might be a significant number for you, because that number just popped up. Okay, here we go. Descending power. Interesting. Opposite. Descending power. You know, when I look at this card, I feel like, oh, it's like orange. Again, boundaries, rooting. Ascended Master Lao Tzu is a divine masculine energy. And I feel like descending power, I'm not saying it's like he's a healthy divine masculine, and that's where you want to be. You don't want to be in a space where you're constantly on the go, and constantly in survival mode, and constantly not trusting that you will be provided for. It's almost like you're stepping into a more secure space in yourself, and that also requires you to tap into your divine feminine energy. And this isn't about gender. It's not gender specific, right? It's just energies that I'm talking about. You're stepping into your divine feminine, which is about receiving. This is a time where you're receiving insight, you're receiving the things that you've been asking for, and you're resting, and you're trusting that the right things will come to you at the right time. And you're not trying to rush or like keep on producing and making stuff. It's like you're really enjoying the moment and decompressing with self-care before this takes off, which can be, you know, it's going to require a lot of focus and energy from you. So Spirit is really wanting you to take time to take care of yourself at this time, and relax and just enjoy the moment, enjoy the process, and take it easy on yourself. So this is what I have for you, Pile 1. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I will talk to you later. Goodbye. So for those who have picked pile number 2 and this interesting clear quartz, let's see what Spirit has to say for you. Or what messages Spirit has for you. Authenticity. Okay. Protection. And inner light. Interesting. Interesting, interesting. Let's jump and see what these two cards are. Let yourself sparkle and shine. Balance in masculine and feminine energies. Okay. All right. And then these two cards. I am open to the positive opportunities that come my way every day. And Sigilite is an Archangel Michael card, and this here is your Archangel Michael card. So Archangel Michael is really close by. I feel like Archangel Michael has been very close for even pile number 1. So I don't know, pile number 1 might resonate with you as well. Fuchsite, it says, I let go of past heartbreak so that I may love wholeheartedly again. Interesting, interesting. Okay, let's see. So I do feel like some of you guys are nervous about stepping out into the limelight. I feel like there's some of you guys that are like really nervous about not being good enough. It's almost like you feel like you might be crumbling under the pressure, but I feel like you're overcoming that. I feel like you're working on overcoming that, because this collective for pile number 2, you are meant to be seen in the public eye. Your talent, your skills, something about you is meant to be seen on a wider scale and in the public eye. So I feel like the fears or the insecurities that you may have had or you may are working on has to do with either fear of success or fear of judgment from others. And I feel like Spirit is saying that don't worry, you are taken care of, you are protected, you are watched over, you are highly favored, and there's nothing to be afraid of, because any type of rejection that you have, perceived rejection of other people, has nothing to do with you. It's like if you truly accept yourself, so this is an acceptance thing as well, wholeheartedly, all your shadows, all your lights, everything about you, there is nothing that anyone can say or do that can make you feel as if you cannot succeed in what it is that you want to do. There is something here in regards to understanding the deeper layers of other people's projections. And a good example would be, because we're talking about the limelight here. We're talking about being your authentic self here. There's something about understanding that many times when people project or try to dim your light, and when we say dim your light, we talk about people who try to control you, try to tell you you're not good enough, tell you that you need to work on yourself, and criticize you, or they tell you that it will never work out for you. Whatever doubts that they're trying to feed into you is what they feel about themselves. It just tells me that they know that you have great potential in you, you have talents, you have skills, you have this aura about you that is magnetic. They see it and it makes them scared, because what you are doing by just being yourself is you're making it uncomfortable for people who are not themselves. You remind them by your presence alone that they have things that are causing them to live a life that is not what they truly want. And they would rather try to control you by dimming your light, by making you feel small, than look at their own stuff, because it causes them to feel as if they have to change something inside and they're not ready to. So many people don't want to change anything inside because it requires a lot of work, but it also requires a lot of unmasking. It requires a lot of honesty, and it requires action. So like, for instance, let's say someone's not in a happy marriage, or like they're not happy with their job, but they're clinging on to that security and safety. If they see you just living your life with your whole heart and doing what you love, and you're just being provided for, because when you're in alignment, you will always be provided for in terms of what you're meant to be doing. They see that, it just makes them question their reality, because if they decide to truly step into their authenticity, they have to be honest with the fact that they're not happy in their relationship. So maybe they have to divorce, maybe they have to, sell the house, maybe they, there's so many things that could happen where they are afraid to do that, because it's just so much work and so much change. So I think Spirit is really asking you to be true to yourself, and know that what other people are doing or saying, it is not a reflection of your talent or your light, and they want you to truly be happy with you doing what it is that you need to do. And I think this has to be about confidence. How confident are you? Because if you're not confident in what you're doing and how you're doing it and yourself, even if the blessings come into your life, you're not going to be able to receive it. You're going to, let's say you have everything that you could possibly want, but deep down you still feel insecure and you feel like you don't deserve it. Your vibration is going to push these blessings away, because you're constantly going to be radiating something that says, I don't deserve this, I'm not worthy of this. And those blessings would literally fall through your hands. So it is really important to be confident in yourself, to know yourself, and to love yourself. And for those who have been working on that path, because I do feel with pile 2 here, you have been working on that path. Spirit is really wanting you to know that you are protected. You are protected as you speak your truth. You're protected as you do your thing. And if people are unhappy about it, let's say people are highly triggered by it, as long as you're not like deliberately being rude or unkind, I do feel like when people are triggered by it, it is because Spirit is drawing them to your message, or drawing them to you for some reason, because that trigger is to bring up these emotions to which they can choose whether or not they want to release and transmute it in a healthy way, or if they want to suppress it and continue on what they've always been doing. Okay, it has nothing to do with you. So Archangel Michael is really asking you to be confident in yourself, and maybe these 2 crystals will help you, Sigillite and Fuchsite, because I feel like with these 2 cards, I do feel like there's opportunities that are lined up for you and that are meant for you, but you need to step up to the plate to receive them. You need to keep putting the work in. Let's say you want to build a business, you need to take the steps towards that. It's not going to just come to you. You have to actually continue to just kind of prepare yourself for the moment, right? And I think also these opportunities will come in the more you begin to release these false narratives that have been in your mind, false criticisms that have been plaguing your life this whole time. Maybe you've constantly met friends who betrayed you, in terms of like never really had your back, never really believed in you, jealous of you, and understanding that it's not personal. And that can even go so far as your own parents being jealous of you. And what you have to say, something about that. And I feel like as you're healing this, you are opening yourself up to more and more opportunities where you get to be more yourself, which is really exciting. And it is confirmed with this card here. It says, let yourself sparkle and shine. You are guided to be bold and show your bigger than life side to the world. Okay, and I see in this image as well, her crown and her heart is open. So you are working in alignment with Spirit and your soul purpose in your heart. So you're doing a co-creative mission here, where by you being yourself, you are actually lifting the vibration of the planet, and you're actually being very connected to Spirit. you know, so your intuition will be heightened at this time, and spirit will be giving you signs, very clear signs as to what you should be doing next and where you should be going. And that includes resting. Okay, spirit's not always going to make you keep doing stuff. Sometimes spirit is just like, I need you to sit down and rest, and while we orchestrate things so that the opportunity comes, you know, like to prepare that opportunity for you. Ametrine, it says balancing masculine and feminine energies. I was just kind of talking about that because your masculine side energetically is about doing stuff. Your feminine side is about resting and receiving. So you are probably moving from doing a lot of stuff to kind of like resting, or just understanding when to rest and when to start to take action. Like, and I think spirit is really wanting you to almost meditate. I feel like you need to do more meditation, more grounding work, because your messages will get clearer and clearer if you do that. So let's see what spirit has to say for group number 2. 2 cards. This one. I don't think there's anyone for this one. They're like, nope, we just want one. And then one for here. Okay, Spirit of the Guru Mother, of course. Alright. Black Bear, Guardian. Okay. Gentle and wise protector, give me your confidence and power. Help me protect the ones I love. Awaken my intuition and guide me. So yeah, protection has come up twice. So it's like you're guided and protected as you're moving forward with your purpose here. And I almost feel like, you know, bears kind of hibernate as well. So I don't know if like during this time you're kind of hibernating and kind of recharging and getting your energies up so that when the opportunities come, you know exactly what you need to do. Because here, Spirit of the Guru Mother, this tells me that when you see an opportunity, it's like a, you know, a hell yes. If it's not a hell yes, it's a hell no. And when the hell yes comes, it's almost like you have to take action steps towards it. And you'll know when to do that, because I feel like as I'm tapping into this energy here, we always kind of pray for change. You know, some people like keep praying for change, but it's not the change that scares us or the process of that. It's like we're looking forward to it. However, when that change happens, let's say you get that job, it's like now you got to move your stuff. Now you got to find a place to stay. Now you got to figure out how to get there. Like there's so many logistics that happen when that change happens. But during the process, you can want it. However, when it happens, you have to be prepared for it because it's going to require a lot of work and a lot of energy. And I think Spirit is really saying, nurture yourself. You're in a phase right now where you're kind of like letting go of people who ever doubted you. You're letting go of anger. You're letting go of resentment. You're letting go of pain, depression from that. And you're understanding that it was never personal. So this is a healing stage for you. And I feel like once you get there and you get more confident in knowing that it was never personal, that's when these opportunities will start flooding into your life. Okay? So this is your reading, pile number 2. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I will talk to you later. Okay, bye. Hello, pile number 3. Welcome to your reading. You have chosen the Black Kyanite protective crystal, cleansing crystal, which seems to be a theme in a lot of these readings here. So let's see what Spirit wishes to say for you at this time. You have the It Is Not Personal card, which is your authenticity card. It's about stepping into your authenticity. Ask for divine intervention now and recognition. Interesting. What else? Yellow Jasper, control issues. Easy does it. Interesting. Let's see what other cards here. Pink opal, pink tourmaline. So these crystals might be beneficial for you. I am safe and secure. I release my past and am ready to be loved. Interesting. Yeah. Pile number 3, I do feel like you're accepting that how people have treated you in your past has nothing to do with you. It's almost like when it says I release my past and I'm ready to be loved, I feel like you're starting to accept that certain people in your past were projecting or were wounded or didn't want to understand you. And I feel like, because if we're operating from a space of needing validation or insecurity, you're constantly going to be looking back and being like, why? Why didn't you trust me? Why didn't you be there for me? Why didn't you love me or appreciate me or recognize me or see me? You know what I mean? And I feel like maybe for a lot of your journey here, you have been doing that without even meaning to do it. I feel like sometimes we don't even realize that we're seeking other people's validation or confirmation in life. And this can even go down to the simplest of things, which is like seeking confirmation that you're on the right path. Like when you're talking to your friend and you're constantly asking, what should I do? What should I do next? Should I try this? Should I do this? It is because you're not, you're still seeking someone else's validation for you. So if that message resonates with you, it tells me that somewhere down the line you've been constantly questioned when you were younger, when you made decisions, and have been made to feel like you constantly made the wrong decision. So I do feel like if you resonate with that message, it's finding your voice, it's getting in tune with your energy and your intuition, so that when you do make decisions, it's from your choice. It's not other people's, and you're not doing it for other people, you're doing it for you. That's kind of what I'm picking up here for you, because I do feel like, when we don't know what decision to take, or we can't control what's happening, we get scared. So a lot of times I do feel like I'm going to continue with this topic of like asking other people to make the decision for you. It's because if somebody else makes a decision, if it's the wrong decision, then it's not going to be your fault. You know what I mean? It's almost like if somebody else tells me to do it, then I won't get in trouble if it didn't work out, right? So it's almost like not wanting to truly take responsibility for your life in terms of like owning up to your path. And I think this also has something to do with understanding that mistakes are not the universe punishing you. Mistakes are there, not really a mistake, more like a detour. You're starting to see for yourself what works for you and what doesn't work for you. And I feel like as you're starting to kind of release the need to control the outcomes, you're opening up a path for you where you're able to see more blessings, see more miracles, like open your mind a little. Like, for instance, I don't know, it's even harder for me to kind of speak when I'm saying this. I don't know why. That's kind of interesting. It's like, for instance, let's say if you only want things to show up a certain way, let's say job listings, okay? There's a job that you want, you're constantly looking at listings and you're just focused like it's nothing there, there's nothing there. You're reinforcing that there's nothing there by constantly thinking or saying that there's nothing there. Another thing too is that you're not opening your mind to maybe the possibility of meeting someone or some people networking to kind of give you opportunities that you may be interested in. It could also be that maybe that opportunity that you're seeking is not the opportunity for you at this time. It doesn't mean that it won't show up, but maybe you have to do something else in between. It's allowing yourself to kind of be flexible and adaptable to the circumstances. And it's reinforced by this. It says easy does it. So I do feel like there's something about pile number 3 that wants things a certain way. And, you know, I think the root of that can be because maybe in your past things were not secure. Maybe in your past, you were surrounded by people who kept changing their decisions or undermined yours, right? It's that feeling of uncertainty that you're trying to heal here so that you can feel more certain and more secure in yourself. And in order to do that, it's about really knowing your own energy. Really knowing your own energy, really trusting your intuition. And sometimes that means being away from certain people for a while, right? Living by yourself for a while if you can, or like spend time by yourself to really get more in tune with your own inner voice and to feel safe. So there's a lot of rooting energy, a lot of heart healing as well, a lot of forgiveness, because you didn't deserve to be in environments where there's so much unpredictability, you know, and to know that you didn't deserve it and it doesn't have to remain that way for you. So there's a lot of healing here, and I feel like that's where ask for divine intervention comes in. You can ask your spirit guides and Archangel Michael or the angels to assist you in leading you to the right modalities to assist you with this. So it can be therapy, it can be light language healing, it can be journaling, it can be meditation, it can be going on a retreat, you know, it can be Reiki energy, and like any of those things can assist with this, I feel, in terms of understanding why you need to control certain things, because I think Spirit is asking you to accept things a little bit more, be more open-minded, and to allow for flow and to surrender. And I think like surrender doesn't mean you give up. Surrender means that if you are so certain in your own navigational system and you're certain in that you're supported, or you trust that, which is what you want to work towards, or maybe you're there, what it means is that no matter what happens in your life, you're always going to be okay. You'll always know what to do. You'll always know how to act. You'll always know where to go. Your intuition will be sharpened. You won't be afraid. And that unknown path is like the path that will allow for unexpected opportunities. But, you know, unexpected doesn't mean it's negative. It can be positive. It can, maybe you meet somebody that you didn't know you needed to meet. That brings you so much joy along your path. Maybe you find miracles. This is a miracle card. So maybe more miracles are allowed to come in, because if everything's predictable, you're not going to allow for surprises or miracles in your life. Things that really will make you happier, and you don't even realize how happy it would make you, right? So, and I feel like with recognition here, I feel like this has to do with recognizing your own voice and how important it is, in your own validating your own feelings, instead of seeking validation or seeking recognition from other people. It's like, am I doing the right thing? Do you see what I'm doing? Do you see me? It's no longer about looking outside, it's looking inside. So it's like recognizing yourself, recognizing your patterns, recognizing what you need to do to heal that, and to take the steps towards those things. Because when you begin to navigate your own ship, there's nothing that will like deter you from what it is that you need to do. Like, you know that you're safe no matter where you go. So that's kind of like the main message for pile number 3. So let's see what Spirit has to say about this. A lot. I'll take the first one. Friend. Today I will love without condition. My energy and enthusiasm are my inspiration. I choose to be happy. I am a protector and friend. Now, I think also, I feel like you're moving towards community. People who get you. You know what I mean? Maybe I say this because, like, if you're in an environment where you're constantly feeling like nobody hears you, nobody sees you, nobody appreciates you, it's because you're in the wrong group. You're in the wrong environment. And maybe for some people in this collective, you've done that work in finding your voice, but now it's almost like you're waiting for this group to show up and who get you. So, because it shouldn't be that hard. It shouldn't be that hard to find people who understand you. And I do feel like this is confirmation that once you recognize your own voice and you don't need other people's validation and you're just yourself and you speak your truth and you are not afraid, you're gonna attract people who just are in alignment with your truth. You know? That's kind of what I'm picking up here. And also, I feel like it's like, maybe it's, you know, reach out to your friends and talk about what's going on. It's okay to vent. It's okay to, like, proactively vent in terms of, like, finding solutions. Because you're not meant to just constantly hold things in, right? So, it says time to shine for this card. And the Untamed, which is, look how fiery and amazing these guys. These are solar plexus, so you're stepping into your power with this. I think maybe, you know, pile number 3, another thing too is that you're talking to the wrong crowd. You know, because the people that you're talking to are not getting you. And instead of focusing on them, you're learning to focus on you. You're learning to focus on your well-being and your voice and your talent. And you're no longer holding on to whether or not people appreciate what you offer. It's like, I know what I offer. I know my voice matters. And it's time for me to take control of that in terms of, like, focusing that on you, nurturing it. Because, yeah, I do feel like, I think, like, people in your past were judging you for you being yourself, and you kind of closed yourself up with that. And Spirit is saying that it's safe for you to move into a different place or a different environment, because instead of trying to control them to make them understand you, it's almost like, it shouldn't be this hard. I'm just going to focus on me, and I'm going to attract my tribe to me. That's kind of what I'm picking up here for you, pile 3. So yeah, this is a beautiful read, because it's like you're moving towards this, your freedom in terms of, like, your focus, self-love, and your purpose, and attracting your tribe. So with that being said, this is your reading, pile 3. Thank you so much for tuning in. If this reading resonates with you, feel free to like and subscribe and leave a comment. And thank you so much, and I will talk to you later. Okay, bye.